Okay, welcome to this daily horoscope for Wednesday, April 8th. My name is Athen. So we have a very intense day today in the astrology, especially relating to the lunar aspects. We have the moon in Scorpio today, which is really intensifying things. In Vedic astrology, the moon is debilitated in Scorpio, meaning that the energies can be very difficult to manage because it's not a place the moon really likes to be. So this has a lot to do with our feelings and our emotions, and in Scorpio it has to do with things being very deep, things being very intense and very sensitive too, because the moon is going to be squaring up to Neptune and conjuncting up to Saturn today as well. So it can be a very serious day also, but there's a utilization of this which I'm going to focus on, is how to get the most out of today. So with the moon in Scorpio, it's about focusing on the deep elements of life, but not too deep and not so realistic too with Saturn that we're imposing a heavy burden on ourselves. We want to be there for ourselves. We don't want to, especially with Saturn retrograde, we don't want to overdo it, overcompensate this very serious energy, which is serious for a very good reason. It's a time for us to get serious with our lives, with others, with our relationships, with the deeper elements of what things truly mean to us on that deep level. Once you strip away all of the false visions and attachments and old things that are no longer serving us and perspectives on these elements of life. So stripping all of that away, having that non-attached perspective and coming from the heart is the best utilization of this moon in Scorpio energy. Now we do have a very supportive energy today with the moon sextiling up to the north node, so there is an opportunity here to continue to grow. And this growth that we're experiencing this year with the North Node in Virgo is about that self-improvement. It's about the health, the diet, the routine. Overall, taking care of ourselves and helping others as well. So channeling that perhaps into helping others in need is another great utilization and opportunity of the day. And that can be a very good channel of a lot of this very perhaps serious energy that has to do with maybe the productive stuff, the strong stuff, the responsibilities, the maturity that we are stepping into with Saturn in Scorpio. Now, the fast-moving planets are now finishing their last aspects with Uranus and Pisces. Mercury, the last of the fast movers, to go over Uranus, is making his exact movement today. So the key here with this is watch any impulsive decisions, particularly, and that's the best advice I can give you. There can be a sort of jittery sort of energy today, but just keep everything nice and grounded. It's a day of speaking your truth, of speaking from who you are, speaking from what is important and what your ideals are, but in a very grounded way. And be as flexible as you can today too, because this can mean sudden things, sudden information, sudden things coming to light today that perhaps we didn't see before. So the best utilization is to be like the bamboo here and go with the tides as best, or roll with the punches rather, the best that we can. Now the sun is very close to Mercury. It's going to go exact tomorrow. So things are very fired up with our communications. And so this can be a very good thing if we harness the energy correctly. And our thoughts too, very passionate, very excited with the Mercury combust over the sun like this. So you can use this, you can channel this into something creative, especially when and even if it has to do with your self-expression or anything about putting something into, creating something into the world, whether it's yourself or something productive, and this can be the best utilization of that transit. Now Mercury is still squaring up to Pluto for the most part, mostly just in the early part. So again, this is about having that balanced perspective, not seeing things too harshly and too realistically that we're taking all the fun out of it, because this can be a very exciting day. If you're willing to change up the routine, to do something different, to think outside the box, you can really have a fantastic day, and a lot of information can come to you as well, because Mercury over Uranus can mean some intuition, some insight, some very good ideas that might come to us. Now another beneficial aspect of today is that Jupiter is going station direct. So this has seemed like a very long retrograde of Jupiter. It's been normal, but it's been since the beginning of December. So since that time, we've had this reflection of our spirituality, and a lot of the stuff taking place in Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter, we've been internalizing. We've been thinking on a very internal level. So now, As we move forward with the last of the fast-moving planets now to go over Uranus and Jupiter going station direct, all of this intense stuff, all of this inner stuff that we've been experiencing is going to start to move forward in a much more external, much more easily seen and understandable way of growth and expansion, which is Jupiter. But things are stopped in the sky today in terms of our philosophy, in terms of our spirituality, and our overall optimism too is in this sort of questioning phase of how we're seeing things, of how we're seeing our overall life. So the best utilization of that is to reflect on your life as an overall perspective, keeping both feet on the ground, but not looking at it so seriously that you're taking all the fun and excitement out of it. Because life is about change, and that's one thing that both Scorpio with the moon shows us and Uranus shows us as well. All right, so let's go and draw a card. See what Spirit would like a little more attention on. Okay, Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, of exchanging, of teaching, learning. And I always think about treating life as a learning experience when I see Mercury, because this is the elements of Mercury. Mercury just enjoys sharing. It just enjoys receiving. And this is an aspect of ourselves which is very much associated with our mind and our communications, which is very neutral. It's about having an open mind, being curious, treating life as an adventure, and wanting to share with others too. With the North Node in Virgo, this is about helping others, sharing information, and having that to and fro open channel between us and others and our external environment. So perhaps it's a reminder to do that, to stay communicative, to stay buoyant, to stay neutral in many ways, and to see life as a learning process of exchanging and learning in terms of what life is all about and seeing the deeper elements with Scorpio. All right, have a good day. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.